Welcome, class of 2021, guests, and members of the faculty. As the graduate student speaker, it is an honor to represent both the master's and PhD classes of 2021 within Indiana University School of Medicine. I'd like to start off by extending collective gratitude to the friends and family who have supported the class of 2021 in their journey. It has been a difficult past few years, and I think I speak for everyone when I say that the love and support of our colleagues, friends, and family have made this past year especially more bearable. One of my supporters and cheerleaders for the past 5 years of my graduate studies, my mother, immigrated from India to the United States 20 years ago with me and my sisters. I was 8, holding a small black suitcase of family heirlooms in one hand and my mom's hand in the other. We came from the populous city of Hyderabad, where we got a great education, spoke Gujarati, Hindi, and English growing up, and lived in a lively culture full of great traditions and even greater food. When we left India for Indiana, my family and I faced our obstacles, finding safe places to live in, finding a community of people we could trust, and paving our way forward to become successful, but more importantly, kind and giving citizens of this country. And that we did. Today, I'm here in a final culmination of the highest goal my mom moved to this country for: a great education and a successful future for me and my sisters. But I don't think any of us could have ever imagined that our last year in graduate school would have gone the way it has. Hindsight is apparently 2020, but this past year provided bizarre, unforeseen challenges that truly no one could have predicted. The virulent spread of the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as lack of resources and knowledge surrounding it, has claimed 572,000 lives and counting in the United States alone. As I speak, COVID-19 continues to devastate countries like India and Brazil. We acknowledge and remember those we lost this year to COVID-19 and otherwise. 2020 also saw marginalized communities once again rising up and fighting for justice and basic human rights. Disparities were laid bare as structural inequities resulted in these same marginalized communities being disproportionately affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. 2020 has been rough in more ways than one, but my mom has always taught me that the only way forward is to learn from what you can. The biggest lesson I have learned in 2020 is that every aspect of society is intertwined, and the smallest actions we take can have long-lasting, impactful repercussions for the world. So we better make those actions good ones. As a woman of color and a scientist, the past 5 years of my life in the IU School of Medicine PhD program have been not only an opportunity to train with experts in the field of neuroscience, but also a time to observe. To observe that learning is a lifelong process, and there is always more to learn. To observe that it matters who you surround yourself with. To observe that empathy and support towards your friends and your peers, whom the world may not treat the same as you, goes a long way. To observe that that empathy and support must move beyond social activism posts on social media to action that brings that activism to life. To observe that we as graduate students are a resilient bunch that care a whole lot about changing the world. As graduate students, many of us sacrifice time spent with our loved ones, our hobbies, or even on ourselves to instead embark upon several years consisting of a rotation of coursework, grueling long hours in the lab, grant writing, manuscript writing, lots of reading, collaborations, training on new techniques. Our innovative work pulls the research enterprise forward, and many of us, in addition to being researchers, are volunteers, teachers, mentors, and leaders within the IU School of Medicine, as well as the greater Indianapolis community. Yes, we faced obstacles, failed projects we worked on for months or even years, rejected grants and papers, imposter syndrome. These unique experiences bring us here today, to graduate with our master's or PhD degree with perseverance, strength, and knowledge in spades. You might be a little jaded at this finish line, and I wouldn't blame you for it, but we are here. We made it, thanks to our resilience, passion, energy, purpose, and probably the most relevant this past year, hope. And while we have done a lot to get here, now is when the action really starts. No matter what we studied or where we end up in the next chapter of our lives, there is one thing in common we all have, and that is the drive to better the world. And our time here at IU School of Medicine has given us the tools and the knowledge to do just that. I use what I learned to effectively communicate science and question the inequities that prevail and evolve in our society. And I strongly believe that all of our actions or inactions have ripple effects. As the experts in our respective fields, we, the class of 2021, can create the future. So the question I pose to you today is, what action will you take to change the world for your future self, your future friends, and your future family? Indira Gandhi, the first female Prime Minister of India, once said, "Tolerance and compassion are active, not passive states, born of the capacity to listen, to observe, and to respect others. Social change is brought about by those who dare and act, who can think unconventionally, and who can court unpopularity." To everyone graduating today, to people of color, women, immigrants, people with disabilities, and the members of the LGBTQ+ community, or whatever your background is, let's pull up our chair and take a seat at the table. And to those already seated at the table, hold out a chair, bring the others in. It is our collective responsibility to not only better this world, but to pull others up with us. And this past year has made this urgently clear. This past year also gives me hope that the future will be brighter and better, that all of us will be a part of and hopefully lead with kindness and compassion. With that, I want to congratulate the class of 2021. Our degrees are our tools to change the course of history and to create our future. As my 4-year-old nephew says too often, come on, let's go. I wish you all the success, laughter, and joy as you move into the next stage of your lives. Congratulations again, and thank you very much.